It all begins with a music box. A ballerina figurine spins slowly. In front of it, a little girl stands, covered in blood. Her eyes are lost in memory. She remembers tender moments with her father. He tells her she's beautiful, that she's growing too fast. It's not perfect yet, but she'll get there. He adds she reminds him of her sister, whose face he can barely recall. A fragile, fleeting moment. Before leaving, he warns her, if he finds her too grown, he'll have to punish her. He brushes his teeth. She stays silent, her eyes locked on the music box. Then the silence is shattered. Figures rise from the water. Armed men ascend the staircase. The father, shirtless, reveals a tattoo. He conquers who conquers himself. The intruders kill the guard outside. They enter the house. The father understands. He reacts, fast, precise. He fights off the attackers, throws a smoke grenade, sets traps, strikes hard. Then he runs to his daughter. He speaks gently, reminds her what they practiced. She trembles. He leads her to a secret door and locks her inside, then returns to the fight. Hand-to-hand combat, gunshots, falls. She watches from hiding, terrified, powerless. He's overwhelmed, captured. A man approaches him, tells him what he betrayed, that he was offered the daughter of a leader, that he ruined everything, that his wife died because of him. And now they've come for his child. The father refuses to talk. They bat him. Then the chancellor arrives, calm, cold. He picks up a gun and says, "A bullet is neither good nor bad, but when a man pulls the trigger, he reveals who he is." He offers a choice: kill himself to save his daughter, or kill and doom her. A small voice rises, "Papa." Eve steps from hiding. Too late, she's seen. The father tries to protect her. He's restrained. Eve grabs a gun, fires, saves her father. They flee, trigger an explosion. The house goes up in flames. The chancellor, outside, survives. The father dies in Eve's arms. She screams. Cut to present day. Winston Scott comes to see her. He owes her the truth. He speaks of her father's past, his choices, and offers to place her in the hands of people who can guide her. Eve reaches out her hand. That's her answer. She arrives at a strange institution, led by a strict yet kind woman. Winston meets Nogi, the instructor of the Ruska Roma. He tells her, Eve doesn't know everything. The director questions Eve, asks if she can dance. Eve says yes. Then the woman says, "Channel your anger. What they took from you, don't let them keep it." Eve joins the Ruska Roma, a place where art and warfare merge. Her father was a Kikimora, a mythical figure of vengeance. She trains, falls, bleeds, rises again. She tattoos the same phrase as her father. She chooses the same path. The early trials are brutal. She fails, but learns. Eventually she succeeds. One day she hears of a classmate's disappearance. Tatiana. The director explains. She wasn't strong enough. She felt sadness, not pain. Then comes the final test. Load the weapon. Fire. Without hesitation. Eve does it, just like the day she saved her father. She witnesses another initiate, mysterious, silent. John Wick. She approaches him, asks if he's truly Baba Yaga. He replies, "This door is closing. You can still choose." But she stays. First mission, protect the daughter of an ally. Reception, target identified. Threat neutralized. Mission accomplished. New tattoo. She becomes a Kikimora. Years pass. A mission, $750,000. She drives off in her BMW, ambushed, attack, combat. She kills, finds a pendant, identical to the one worn by her father's killers. She severs the attacker's hand, brings it to the Ruska Roma. The director recognizes it, an ancient sect, nameless, stateless. Eve visits the Continental, gives Winston a rare coin. He understands. He helps. Target, Daniel Pine. Prague, room 315. Eve checks into room 314, enters the suite, finds a girl, Ella. Daniel arrives. He gets it. So does she. He says the people who killed her father now want his daughter. He promises answers. If she protects Ella, a bounty is issued, $4 million. They run. Daniel is shot. Eve knocked out. Ella taken. They spare Eve, but exile her. She rearms, hunts her pursuers, blows up the shop. The vendor points her to a place in the mountains where myth and death meet. On the way, she stops in a remote village. A music box like hers draws her in. She enters. It's a trap. She fights, survives. The entire village turns on her. She's captured. Lena appears, examines her tattoo, binds her. Meanwhile, the Chancellor talks to Ella. Lena reveals the truth. She and Eve are sisters, same father. Lena thought Eve had died. She realizes Eve was protected, but the Chancellor orders their execution. Lena is mortally wounded. Before dying, she whispers, "I've always loved you." Eve erupts, slaughters the soldiers, grabs a radio, sends a message of war. The Chancellor calls the Ruska Roma, demands they send John Wick to kill Eve by midnight. John finds her, offers her an out. She refuses. He spares her 3 times. Midnight strikes. She's still alive. The Chancellor commands, "Kill her." Eve retaliates. Infiltration, gunfire, chaos. The Chancellor's lieutenant torches the room. John steps in, kills him. The Chancellor flees with Ella. Eve intercepts them. He says, "Nothing will change." John pulls the trigger. The Chancellor falls. Eve cradles Ella in her arms. John tells the director, "It's done. He's dead." But it's not over. Daniel survived. He reunites with Ella. Winston warns Eve, "You cut off the head of the snake, but the body still moves." Eve watches a ballet performance. A message arrives. Eve Macaro, $5 million for her capture. That's how the story ends, or perhaps how it truly begins.